Welcome to day 3. It's Thursday, April 9th. Today in math, we're going to be comparing multi-digit numbers, and we're going to begin adding multi-digit numbers. Just like every day in the slides, you can click here to go to our Flipgrid community meeting, here to go to the next slide, which would have taken you to this video, here to get started on the independent problems, here to go to the chart, and here today we're going to be working on the 4th grade A24 in IXL. Okay, so when you're done watching this, you may go to IXL. I am checking each day to see who is doing their IXL work. And then here is our optional resources, which leads you to Freckle, Prodigy, a science experiment, or more IXL in different activities. If you need help, this chart is available that you can keep referring back to in the slides to help you remember what all of the different forms look like. So just like yesterday, each of these question marks you can click on and a text box will pop up, and you will be able to delete the question mark and put the numbers in to the box so that you can compare the numbers. If there is not 100,000, you can just leave it blank. So you can either delete the question mark or just leave it. All right, so today we're going to be comparing the numbers and putting a greater than, less than, or equal to sign on the blank. Use the place value chart to help you. So today we're actually combining. We do not have these in just standard form. So we have to put them into standard form. Then we need to compare, and lastly, we need to explain. Let's do this one together. So I have on the left side expanded notation, and on the right side I have unit form. I'm going to start by putting my expanded notation into my place value chart. First, I have 7 times 10,000. So that tells me that in the 10,000s place, I have 7. Next, I have 3 in the hundreds place. So that means in the hundreds place, I have 3. Then I have 8 times 10, or 8 in the tens place. So that means in the tens place, I have 8. And lastly, 3 times 1 means 3 in the ones place. So in the ones place, I have 3. Now, I have a question mark still in the 100,000s place. So that literally means that there's no 100,000s. So I don't need anything in the 100,000s place. So I could just erase that. But in the thousands place, I also have a question mark. Can I just erase that? No, because there's something in the 10,000s place, I know, I have to have a placeholder here. And the placeholder we call 0. So this number is actually 70,383. Now we need to do the unit form. I can see that it says 7 thousands first. So in the thousands place, I need to put a 7. Then it says 3 hundredths. That's easy. A 3 in the hundreds place. And then 3 tens is next. So that means a 3 in the tens place and 3 ones. So there are 3 in the ones place. This number is 7,333. Now we need to compare them. Which of these two numbers are large? Oh, I forgot. What are we doing with these two question marks? Yeah, we're getting rid of them. We don't need them there, so I can just erase or delete them, or I can just click on it and hit the backspace. So now the question is, which of these numbers are larger? Remember the rule, when we compare, we start in the largest place, which in this case is the 10,000s place. So I'm going to draw a little arrow by the 10,000s. We're comparing, in this number, there are 7 10,000s. But in our second number, there are no 10,000s. So would you rather have 70,000 or would you rather have 0 10,000s? I know I'd rather have 7 10,000s. So we know that 70,383 is much larger, almost 10 times larger than 7,333, because the 7 in the thousands place is 10 times smaller than the 7 in the 10,000s place. So we're going to put this sign, which is what? Greater than. So we're saying, read it with me, 70,383 is greater than 7,333. How do you know which number is larger? So you're going to click here and delete, write your response here, and we're going to explain how we know which number is larger. Whoops, I forgot to write the word no here again. Silly me. All right. So I have written, I know that 70,383 is, and then I'm going to write greater than the words 7,333, because, so how do we know that 70,000 is larger? Well, because in 70,383, there are 7 10,000s, but in 7,333, there are no 10,000s. So that explains that you know that there is a reason. Even though they have a lot of the same digits, the place value of where each digit is the most important to figuring out which one is more. In the slides, there are 3 more problems for you to do like this on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to text, call, or email me. The second activity that you're going to do today is adding. So make sure that you have another piece of paper in front of you. I'm going to use this one. Directions. Make an estimate, then add the numbers using either a place value chart or standard algorithm. So if you still don't have a paper in front of you, I want you to pause the video and find a piece of paper. All right, let's read the problem. 14,576 plus 15,032. The first thing that we have to do is we have to make an estimate. So on my paper, I'm going to write estimate. And I'm going to copy down my problem again. 14,576 plus 15,032. I'm adding those together. But that's not an estimate. So I need to make an estimate. I'm going to round each of these numbers to the nearest 1,000 because I can see that they both have 1. So I have to look at this and say, is 14,576 closer to 14,000? Or is it closer to 15,000? Well, we know when there's a 5 in the if there's 500, it must round up to the next 1,000. So it's going to be closer to 15,000. Right? And then 15,000 32, is it closer to 15,000 or 16,000? Well, we can see here it's only 32 away from 15,000. So I'm adding 15,000 plus 15,000. We start in the ones place. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 tens is 0. Then in the hundreds, 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 5, 10. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. We should be about at 30,000. Our estimate is 30,000. Now I'm going to draw a place value chart in case that's the way that you want to solve this. Oh, sorry. And then your estimate needs to be written here. 30,000. Sorry, I ran out of room on my paper. So here we have our place value chart. Now let's fill it in. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. And I know I can stop in the 10,000s because my estimate was 30,000. That's in the 10,000s. All right, now let's add our first number, 14,576. We're going to put that in dots over here. 14,000 has 1 10,000, 4 thousands, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5 hundreds, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 7 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, oh, and before we do that, at the bottom of my page, I'm going to write 14,576. Now we're going to write our second number. I'm going to do it in pink. 15,032. So 15,000 has 1 10,000, 5 thousands, 0 hundreds, 3 tens, and 2 ones. And then I'm going to write that underneath. 1, 5, 0 hundreds, 3 tens, 2 ones. Then we will be adding them up. So when we add, we always start in the ones place. Let's see, if we put together 6 plus 2, that gives us 8. And because 8 is less than 10, it stays. We don't need to regroup. Now we have 7 plus 3, or 70, 7 tens plus 3 tens is 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens, which is actually 100. So we have to regroup our 10 tens into 100. So when we moved those over, we now have 0 in the tens place and an extra 1 in the hundreds place. So make sure that you're putting your 1 in the hundreds place. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds plus 1 more hundred is 6 hundreds. And that's the same here. 5 hundreds plus 1 more hundred is 6 hundreds. Then we have our thousands. We have 4 thousands plus 5 thousands. 4 thousands plus 5 thousands is 9 thousands. And then we have 1 10,000 plus 1 10,000 is 2 10,000s. 29,608. Before we can write that as our answer, we have to know, was that close to our estimate of 30,000? Yeah, 29,600 is very close to 30,000. So give yourself a star and we'll write our actual answer, 29,608. So I know some of you don't enjoy doing your work on your paper, but it's incredibly important, especially when we have multi-digit numbers for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I know that when we're comparing numbers, it's a little bit easier to do it in our head, but in order to make our estimate and our answer correctly, you need to do it on paper. If you choose not to do it in a place value chart, that's fine, but you do need to do this standard algorithm on your paper. So I'm going to quickly model that. In the ones place, we start 6 ones plus 2 ones is 8 ones. 7 tens plus 3 tens is 10 tens, also known as 100. So we put a 1 in the hundreds place. 100 plus 500 is 600. 4 thousands plus 5 thousands is 9,000. And one 10,000 plus 1 10,000 is 2 10,000s. My answer is close to my estimate. So that is probably correct. The next problem, you will do the same way, and you will type your answers in after solving it on your paper. The third problem is a word problem, and I'm sure many of you are like, oh, I don't want to do a word problem, but this is the last problem for today. So the directions say make an estimate. So on your paper that should be in front of you, you need to write estimate. Because first we need to make an estimate. Then add the numbers using either a place value chart or standard algorithm. I'm going to read the problem to you. On Saturday, 24,327 people went to a Giants game. On Sunday, 28,512 people went to a Giants game. How many people went to the game altogether? So you are going to need to figure out how many went all together. All together tells us that we are putting them together. Is that addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or comparing? Yeah, it's addition. So we're still doing addition. So you're going to estimate and then either use the place value chart or standard algorithm to solve. Your answer, since it's a word problem, should be a sentence. You might have to make your text box larger. Today's IXL skill is A24. Compare numbers up to 100,000. So comparing just like we were doing yesterday. If you want to do more, all the links are in the slides. I would love to hear if someone is doing the science stuff, how you like it. Here's the Freckle class code in case you need it, and the Prodigy code. Have a great day, guys. I miss you.